coming in. There we go. Hey guys, Moving the Chains, week 4, Friday night, October 16th. Kevin Thomas alongside John Epps. John, I gotta say this. Technology is just great, isn't it?
Tell you what, we've done well by not spiking the computer here tonight.
We've been ready to roll for about 20 minutes. Had to do a full restart on the system up here. Had some issues. Appreciate you guys hanging in with us. I know we've got some viewers here on our Facebook page already. Moving the Chains SC. So we got to set up those notifications so you know when we go live. So, like I said, it's not at the same time every night. So just be ready to tune in with us. I see some viewers on our Twitter page as well at Movin Chains, MOVINCHAINS. We're also on Instagram, Movin Chains as well. We're on YouTube. Got an audio-only version on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, whatever. John, we had a show last night. Had our four games of the week. We kind of talked about how there wasn't a ton of big games this week. Nothing really excited us. There was some great football tonight. There really was.
And I did say, hey, there's probably gonna be some things that we didn't think was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough,
here we
are.
Here we go. Let me share this one more time right quick, and then we'll be ready to roll here, John. I know you were at the Greenville Greer game, maybe the shocker of the night, really. So we're going to get a full recap from you there in a minute. Give you guys a second to tune in here. What our plan is, kind of run through the Upstate scores if you're new here. Upstate scores, I'll go through those. John will go through some statewide scores. And then we will, talk about the game John was at, give you some teams of the week, give you some sponsor shout-outs, things like that. And we'll go from there. But, John, I'm going to start off with some Upstate scores here. It ended up being a lot of good football. We've also got a lot of postponements. I think 5 or 6 we got to read through, but just some scores from the Upstate. Boiling Springs shuts out Fort Mill 63-0. That clinches a playoff spot for Boiling Springs. Chapman all over Union County 69-26. Chesney 30, Blacksburg 12. Christchurch 51, Liberty 0. Crescent 21, West Oak 8. Daniel 48, Easley 14. Greer 48, Eastside 0. Gaffney 38, Clover 10. The Indians clinched the region with that victory tonight, John.
I like that.
How about the game you were at here? Shocker of the night for me. Greenwood 50, Greenville 27. Hillcrest wins again 25-7 over JL Man. Legion Collegiate gets a victory over Landrum 28-14. Malden 35, Woodmont 14. Palmetto 42, Southside 30. Lawrence 34, Aiken 6. St. Joe's 55, Spartanburg Christian 20. Southside Christian 58, Calhoun Falls 0. Westside 35, Walhalla 7. Abbeville all over 96, 49-0. And Powdersville, how about this, John? How about this score here, John? Powdersville 62, Blue Ridge 20. Look at the Patriots there. Big win for those guys.
They turned the program around.
And on top, we've got a lot of postponements here. I know we've got Wade Hampton Dorman postponed, Riverside Spartanburg postponed, Pickens TR, Broome Woodruff, TL Hannah Burns postponed. All those games postponed. So a little bit of a lighter schedule in the Upstate this week, but that's what we've got. If you guys, if we miss a score, send it to us. If you're in a game, send it to us. Let us know. We've already got Chris in here saying what's up. What's up, Chris? Congrats to the Indians on a big win tonight. John, run us through some statewide scores here for you for people just tuning in here.
Yeah, we had a game that I thought would be pretty good. Brooklyn Casey hosting Swansea was postponed. And actually, as of right now, it's canceled. They may not make that game up. Mm-hmm. Guys that actually got on the field tonight and played, South Aiken over Airport tonight, 17-14. How about Pelion pulling an upset tonight, 34-28 over Barnwell? Irmo.
Big win for those guys.
Big win. Anytime you beat Barnwell, that's big. Irmo escapes Lower Richland tonight, 28-20. Woodland shuts out Burke 50-0. Williston Elko 14. Hunter Kenner Tyler 18. Nation Forward goes on the road, wins 35-6 over White Knoll. Fort Dorchester 42, West Ashley 14. Dillon, the Wildcats over Waccamaw tonight, 54-27.
Another team, John, I want to say that's kind of been bitten by the COVID thing. Not that they've had it, but their opponents. I think it's only Dillon's second game this year, I believe.
Yeah, and Dillon's been pretty lucky. From what I understand, they've done everything pretty well.
Hard to stay fresh and stay sharp like that, but good win for the Wildcats for sure.
Somerville over Ashley Ridge tonight, 21-13. Here's a nice win for Gilbert on the road. They defeat Strom Thurmond tonight, 28-21.
I've got another little note on that game coming up later for you guys, but stay tuned for that.
One of our games of the week. This one we actually got right. Surprise there. Northwestern defeats South Pointe tonight 17-3. Another pretty low scoring game. I think this was a 17-14 game last year, but South Pointe won last year. So the Trojans back on top in Rock Hill tonight with that win. Carolina Forest big winners tonight over Socastee 41-6. We do not have a final yet on this one, but Ridgeview up on Rock Hill right now 34-31.
I'll see if I can find that one. Yep, I've
Riverboat.
got the same score you do right now.
So not over yet.
41-34 is what I've got.
All
Rock Hill up. They're in overtime. Just tied it up 41-all. Rock Hill now gets the ball at the 10 to start off.
You might want to find that fancy tight end they got.
That's right. Yeah, the Ooch kid. Find Robbie. Find Robbie.
River Bluff, no overtime for these guys. They knock off Chapin 37-7. Philip Simmons in a blowout. They knock off Timberland 3-0.
Don, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's 2 weeks in a row with the game ending 3-0.
That's correct.
How about that? You never see that when you see it 2 weeks in a row. That's crazy.
That doesn't happen here in the Upstate. We just fling the ball around.
That's right. A lot of ear right here.
Tackling optional. Orangeburg Wilkinson, they shut out Fox Creek tonight 30-0. Lakewood over Manning 30-13. Dutch Fort continues to roll. They beat Lexington 55-13. York all over Lancaster tonight 49-14. Lamar over Louisville 34-16. This game was played last night, but is definitely worth mentioning. Johnsonville beats up on Green Sea Floyd's on Thursday night 32-14.
That is their second loss of the year for the Trojans, John. I know they're not used to that. They had, kind of the championship pedigree winning 2 in a row. 2 losses in their first 4 games, I guess it will be for those guys this year.
Not a good start. Hillcrest, they are winners tonight over Man 25-7. Catawba Ridge, they shut out Indian Land tonight 14-0. Hilton Head over James Island 24-10. And Hanahan knocks off Academic Magnet tonight 55-10. Big win for the Hawks tonight. And here's another fun score. Great Falls over McVie 8-6. That was football.
Yeah.
Goose Creek a winner tonight over Wando 34-24. Nice win for the Gators there. I think they broke out the new unis tonight.
The Jordan unis, that's right. I saw a very cool video I saw on Instagram earlier today. So that's a fun video to come across. They did a good job.
Ainer over Georgetown tonight 51-6. Wilson beats South March tonight 26-7. Here's a surprise game for me. Fairfield Central in a shootout. Now, this sounds like basketball, but this was a football game too. Fairfield Central over the Cyclones 53-40 tonight down in Winsboro.
Quick update here. Rock Hill kicks a field goal. They go up 44-41. Ridgeview now has the ball at their 10.
A field goal?
Not what you want to get from the 10, John. Not what you want to get from the 10.
Oh, no. That's not good.
Got a couple questions right quick on hop in here. J Law asked the Clover score. Gaffney defeated Clover 38-10. Glad Gaffney clinches the region there. Said good win for Fort Dorchester. Chad Furman says. I don't know if you got into that score yet or not.
Yeah. Fort Dorchester won pretty big tonight.
Then Chris asked, is Orangeburg getting better? They've struggled for a while. Orangeburg Wilkinson, I think, has had a pretty solid season so far this year. So I think they're maybe starting to turn things around a little bit there, Chris.
And they've gotten a step down a class. I think it was last year they worked down to maybe 3A. I think probably 10 years ago or so, they were a 4A, well, it's now 5A. They were a much bigger school, so I think stepping down a little bit has helped them too. Getting back on track here, Silver Bluff all over Edstead tonight, 47-0. I'm looking at this Daniel Easley score, it just catches my eye. I expect Daniel to be good.
Yeah.
I don't expect Easley to lose games like this 48-14. I mean, they've got to be, once you cross, you look at Easley and then you cross over, you got Easley and Hannah, really should be the 2 biggest schools in that part of the state, the Tri-County.
Yes, that area.
State. And to see them just get worked like that at home that's a little surprising.
Got another final here from J Law getting in. Sumter 50, St. James 7.
Ooh,
good win for the Gamecocks there. I appreciate you getting.
Yeah, we did not have that score.
Appreciate you telling us that. We appreciate that, Jay.
Dreer, here's another overtime game. Dreer over Richland Northeast, 17-14.
Yeah, I want to shout out Curtis giving us some updates on that game throughout the night. So thank you, Curtis, for keeping us up to date. It was.
Not a good game. North Myrtle Beach goes to Darlington, knocks them off 63-14. Gamecock fans, you got lucky. We almost had a really good score there. Whale Branch, they beat Cross tonight 33-14. Crescent over West Oak 21-8. West Florence defeats Conway tonight 21-14. We've been picking on West Florence a little bit lately.
Had a tough loss last week to Myrtle Beach, so
good to see them
good bounce
win.
back for those guys.
Conway, now the torch is passed on them. Now we can make fun of Conway.
Yeah. What is there? Hold on. I found this out earlier. I asked a question on Twitter about where you guys were going, and I got a response back from Chris Parks over at WBTW. Said he was going to check out West Florence and Conway from the backyard, is what they're calling it over here now. So,
I like it.
nice win for West Florence at the backyard. Appreciate Chris
That's
for
cool.
hitting us up there on Twitter about that.
That's really cool. I like that. The May River, like they were playing in the backyard. They defeat Colleton County tonight 46-14. Chesney over Blacksburg 30-12. And I've got two more scores here from the Midlands. Blythewood over Spring Valley tonight 21-17. And I tell you what, love Blythewood for turning out what is now the South Florida head coach, Jeff Scott. Some pretty cool athletes, Richard Mounts, Marquand Jones coming out of Blythewood, and Brandon Wilds as well.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So now that I've said all that, now I can get the criticism.
Oh, Lordy.
They didn't want to play Spartanburg last week.
I do want to get to the bottom of that. I don't know what happened there. Somebody knows the whole deal, why they didn't end up playing. Just let us know. But
they knocked off Spring Valley tonight, 21-17. Too scared to come to the Upstate.
I got a couple more, including our game of the week. This is a good game here, John. Myrtle Beach 40, Hartsville 35.
You said it was close.
Yep, big game there. I know Hartsville was up 35-34. I believe Myrtle Beach had missed the extra point there, and they got a late touchdown to win. A couple more Thursday night games here for you. I know you mentioned Johnsonville beating Green Sea Floyds. Lakeview destroys Timmonsville 46-8. Lakeview has a running back, a Ford kid, very good player. If you can't check him out, check him out. And one more, I hate to say this one, John, but I really don't. Marion 25, the Latta Vikings 6 last night. Big win for the Swamp Foxes there on Thursday night.
Program.
Want to see if we've got any other scores in here from our followers.
We've got one more from here. Camden all over Crestwood tonight, 58-29.
Okay, big win for those guys there. Sumter plays Conway next week for homecoming, according to Jay. Chad says Fort Dorchester plays Somerville next week at Fort Dorchester.
That could be a good game.
Should be a pretty good ball game there. I see got a lot of viewers here. We got Haley, Chris, Rashodi, Chad, Jamie's in here, Jay, John's in here. Man, big crew tonight. Appreciate you guys checking us out on Facebook at Movin the Chains SC. Love it when you guys share the video and comment and like, and follow the page too, so you'll know when we go live. Weekly, John, we do a little preview show Wednesday, Thursday. We do that, then we go live here on Friday night. On Twitter, we're at Movin Chains, MOVINCHAINS. On Instagram, at Movin Chains as well. Got some new pictures coming out for you guys there. If you guys are, you tune in late, you can restart the show, or you can watch the version later on YouTube if you want to. If you're more of an audio-only listener, we have that also on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, you can listen to it there. So appreciate you tuning in to us, and would love for you guys to check out our weekly preview show as well. I know we do pretty good view-wise on this, but previews hadn't done it as well, so love you to kind of tell your friends and tune in and let us know what you guys think are some big games of the week and why you should, why who should win, and kind of go from there.
Yeah, I feel like I follow this account on Instagram, Freezing Cold Takes, and they take comments, pictures, and videos about people that really get it wrong. I hope we don't show up on there.
We've had some bad ones the last couple weeks. Oh my gosh, we missed that one big. One more score here I want to get is C.A. Johnson defeated Keenan 22-20 last night, John, on Thursday night game there.
Typically a fun basketball game.
Yep. Another comment from Chad here about the Fort Dorchester Somerville game. Somerville's head coach is Fort Dorchester's old offensive coordinator, so it could be a very good ball game there next Friday night for sure. So, John, I want to give you a chance here to kind of break down the game that you were at. Really, one of the big upsets, one of the big surprises here in the Upstate tonight, and that was Greenwood all over Greenville. Like we talked about, we both had Greenville. We picked them last time on our show. We both picked Greenville today on ESPN Upstate when we called into the show there. What happened tonight?
Yeah, Greenwood showed up is what happened. They are big and they're fast. They came out and it's hard to see on TV. You see an NFL game, a college game. It's hard to see a team, and we see it every now and then, where a team just demoralizes the other team. it was pretty easy to see Greenwood just demoralize Greenville tonight. The offensive line for Greenwood was getting an incredible push. They really effectively, as much as they could, took out the Scott brothers. A lot of times they would have some plays. Scott brothers were on the same side of the field. Greenwood would go the other way, and a lot of times they would run the ball up the middle, and the Greenwood offensive line wedged out. And by the time anybody on the outside got to the back, he's already 5 yards downfield. They ran hard, they hit hard, and what really happened, they set the tone with a little bit of, I'm not going to say trickeration. I think it was just good coaching, good preparation, and just being, hey, we're bigger than you, we're faster than you, we're better than you. Watch this. Start the game. Greenwood goes downfield, or not the first drive of the game, but first score of the game. Greenville, a quarterback Franklin is on the run, makes a great pass over the middle for a touchdown. Greenville scores first. They're up 7-0 about halfway through the first quarter. Greenwood responds, and it's not really the option. I think they had their mind made up. And it's three things. We're either going to run up the middle to the, I think it's the A back right behind the quarterback.
B back, yeah.
B back. Yeah. We're going to take the quarterback, who is a very big kid.
The Tolbert kid, I believe.
Take him right up the middle. He is a big kid, tough runner. Or, boom, I'm going to run out 3 yards and I'm going to pitch it. And he is great. He is quick with that pitch, and he's good at hiding the football until he kicks it out. And the two running backs they got most of the time tonight, they're very fast and they're very physical runners. They go downfield, tie the game up with about 3 minutes left in the first quarter. And then Greenwood kicks it off, pops it up a little bit. Big hit on the runner. Ball comes out. Greenwood's all over it. They go down, score 14-7. Then they pitch it up a little bit higher. And Greenville, you could tell the kid thought about fair catching it, but he didn't. And then he had to run up and try to dive to catch it.
No.
The ball squirts out. Greenwood right on top of it again. They go right down, about 30 yards, right down the field, score again. In the first quarter, it's 21-7. And Greenwood's barely touched the football. And then, Greenwood just did more of the same. They didn't do anything tricky. They just ran the ball right through Greenville methodically, kept the ball out of Greenville's hands, and then there was a little bit of almost desperation on Greenville's side in the first half. They're down, they're down 36-7. And, they're
that's the final score a lot of times, not a first half score.
They're trying to throw the ball deep and just it was tough because Greenwood's defense, their defensive line was all over Franklin. Franklin took some big shots today, and he just didn't have the time to throw the football like we saw in that Greer game. The Greenwood defensive line played big, and going into the locker room, it was 43-14 Greenwood at the half. And Greenville, I don't know, I don't have the time of possession, but it had to be at least 2-1.
I believe it was 17-6 in the first half. I got another stat here.
Okay.
A halftime stat here. Greenwood had 378 yards rushing in the first half.
Yeah.
In the first half.
And you know what those rascals did in the second half? They came out through the ball a couple times. And it worked. And quarterback put the ball in the money, had some good throws. And they threw the ball maybe 5 times all game. But they mixed it up a little bit. They didn't do anything tricky. And Greenville, you could tell at the end of the first half, there was a lot of just looking around at each other going, looking at the style, like, man. And one thing, I thought the two big keys tonight for Greenwood. One, they're big and they're fast. And they just, boom, they hit Greenville in the mouth. I overheard one of the coaches yelling at the defense before the end of the first half, saying, hit him in the mouth, get him ticked off, and hit him in the mouth again. And that's what they did. But the other thing that you're not going to see in the paper, you're not going to see in stats.
You're going to hear it here, though, on Moving the Chains.
I'm going to hear it right here. Greenwood would set up, all right, your typical wing T formation, and then almost every play, I would say 9 out of 10 times, the quarterback would pop up, and he would look over to the side, or one of the backs would pop up and move over. And when they did that, when they gave a little quick look or a move, the Greenville defensive line was jumping a lot. They got Greenville to jump off sides a ton tonight. And it was just so frustrating. You could tell the Greenville players are so frustrated. The Scott brothers jumped off a couple of times, and you could tell it's like, man, I want to get in the backfield. I want to get this guy. I want to get this guy. And then they do that on a 3rd and 3. they got to start over again. It's first down. And you know, it got to a point in the second half where I'm watching, and I get the names crossed up. I don't know who the 13 is. Ace or
I can't which one's which. Yeah, I get
but
confused too.
they lined up one of them toward the middle.
Okay.
Because they were getting killed up the middle, and they were just getting desperate and frustrated. Ball is snapping. He's going over the top. Greenwood is pitching the ball out. And I mean, Greenwood, their offensive line was excellent. I think between the play calling at Greenwood and that offensive line, they were excellent. I don't know how they got beat by Greenwood.
Yeah, so you got to give hats off to Coach Liner there. You know, I think that John, it's probably a case where maybe we thought, you know, we looked too much into last week's game that lost to Greer. You know, I know they had a couple plays. I think they fumbled at the 1 yard line. They had a 60+ yard TD run called back left against Greer. So maybe that game kind of got out of hand where it really shouldn't have that been last week. But you know, hats off to those guys at Greenwood, man, to bounce back with a huge win. You had to have any chance to make the playoffs. Now you've got to win this game. They did. We'll talk about some of that playoff stuff here in a few minutes, but big congrats to those guys. Those guys want to hit the chat right quick. We've got a couple more viewers. I see Corey's tuning in. Rashad's tuning in. Got a score from Rashodi. He said C.E. Murray 52, Scotch Branch 6. Big win there for those guys. I see Cam's tuning in as well. A question from Jay Law says, hey guys, does Dutch Fork win another chip this season? John, I'm going to tell you, I mean...
We might have to run that by our Gaffney folks.
Yeah, I know Chris said he doesn't think I mean, really, I think there's probably more 5A competition this year than there has been in the past. Like, I feel like in the past we've just been like, really, Dutch Fork's going to win. Maybe Dorman can play with them. Maybe another team. This year, I think it's Dutch Fork can win it, obviously. But I think Gaffney's very good. I think Dorman's good. I even think Fort Dorchester's very good.
Well, you know, let's not forget Burns.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Burns has not done anything to take.
Well, they hadn't played 3 weeks, so who knows what they're doing?
Yeah. But you know, once they come around, you know, who knows what Burns has got offered. But I think also, you know, one thing I think is interesting with that question is, I don't know if we're gonna know how good Dutch Fork is until we get to the playoffs.
Yeah, because I mean,
we like Sumter. We think Sumter's a pretty good team.
Yeah, I do like Sumter. Yeah,
but I don't know. I mean, would you pick Sumter to beat Gaffney? I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't. You know, I mean,
well, Fort Dorchester and Gaffney, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
We haven't seen, or I haven't seen Gaffney play. You saw Gaffney play, but neither of us have seen Fort Dorchester play, and it's hard to compare. Okay, what's this group going to do? We see their scores, we see some of their stats compared to you know this upstate schools. But I tell you what, whoever meets up with eventually probably Dutch Fork.
And
Columbia.
you know, it's one of those things where it's hard to pick against Dutch Fork, man. I think they've gone 44 straight games now without a loss. Like they had that tie in there in Mallory Creek a couple years ago with the weather and all that stuff. Yeah. But I mean, those guys just do not lose, man. It's hard to pick against them. Like I do think there is 5A is a deeper class this year than it has been in the past. I really do. But will somebody beat Dutch Fork? I don't know. That's
I don't think
I don't know one way or the other yet. I'm not sure.
I don't think they get beat in the regular season.
Oh no, not the regular season for sure. Playoffs. Who knows? But appreciate you guys for all the good questions there. Chad Furman says Fort's bread and butter is their defense, so that's kind of a thing there. So let's see how that goes. But want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, the Georgia Agency. I know that open enrollment is now going on. If you're a seasonal worker, independent worker, things like that, when we work in the restaurant industry, whatever it is, and you need insurance because not provided by your job. Call these guys, GeorgiaAgency.net, GeorgiaAgency on Facebook. They will take care of you. Or even if you're maybe you're 65 going on Medicare, Medicaid, they can help you out there as well. So they won't charge you anymore. I promise it's the same rate, but they can just give you a helping hand. They're somebody who's been in the business for 30 plus years. They understand what you need, what you don't need. They can take care of you. Or if you're a small business owner and you want to get it for your whole company, they can help you out there as well. Bradley and Wayne and Richard and the crew do a great job. So give them a call for all your insurance needs here in the state of South Carolina, no matter where you're located.
They're up here today.
That's right. He was over to meet with a new client. So I'm going to give you a quick story here. So Bradley, he drove 3 hours today to meet with one person who's going on Medicare this year because that's the kind of customer service they're going to give you, John.
That's awesome.
If you want to work with them, they will take the time to help you out with no matter what is going on with your insurance situation. So great people there at the Georgia Agency. So want to appreciate you guys for tuning in. We've got a lot of viewers so far, a lot of comments so far. Appreciate all you guys tuning in and commenting. On Facebook, we're at Movin the Chains SC. On Twitter, I think the Twitter stream cut off because that's what happens. Like that's why we don't focus on that. So come watch us on Facebook. It's Movin Chains, MOVINCHAINS on Twitter and Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you check your check your podcast out. We're on there as well.
Twitter probably kicked us off for false information for everything we were feeding about Greenville.
That's right. We they banned us due to having too much fake news, I guess, coming off of our site. But I want to run through the Upstate scores one more time here, John. And I want to mention this as well. We didn't mention it earlier. One of our games of the week, Ren BHP, is actually tomorrow morning. So if you guys are in the Upstate, anything going on?
11 a.m.
11 a.m. at Belton Honey Path High School. Actually, probably check out online for tickets because I don't know, with the new stuff this year. But should be a good game over there in Belton for sure. Boiling Springs 63-0 over Fort Mill. Chapman 69, Union County 26. Big blowout there for Chapman. Chesney 30, Blacksburg 12. Christchurch 51, Liberty 0. Crescent 21, West Oak 8. Daniel 48, Easley 14. Greer 48, Eastside 0. Gaffney 38, Clover 10. Greenwood 50, Greenville 27. Hillcrest continues to roll 25-7 over JL Man. Legion Collegiate 28, Landrum 14. Malden 35-14 over Woodmont, giving head coach Sarah Naismith his first victory as a head coach there. So big win for Malden. Palmetto 42, Southside 30. Lawrence 34, Aiken 6. St. Joe's 55, Spartanburg Christian 20. Southside Christian 58, Calhoun Falls 0. Westside 35, Walhalla 7. Abbeville 49, 96-0. And Powdersville 62, Blue Ridge 20. That is all the Upstate scores I have. If I missed something, you guys let me know, but I believe that's all I got. We'll make a couple quick comments here, John, on some stuff that we found out tonight. I believe so. With some of these wins, a few teams that have already locked up region are Chesney, Gilbert, and Gaffney. They've already won their region.
A lot of Indians.
I believe Boiling Springs also locked up a playoff spot tonight.
Nice. Good job, Boiling Springs.
We're very interesting to see how this Greenwood, Greer, Greenville region will turn out now, because all those teams have beat each other. I saw some conversation going on my Twitter feed earlier between a Greenwood guy and the Greer guy about who would win region. Greer states that if they all win next week, Greer wins. The Greenwood guy states that if they all win, then Greenwood wins. So if one of you guys knows the tiebreaker system there better than somebody else, let me know, because we're kind of
doing the eye test. Greenwood.
Yeah.
Right here.
We know that every region has their own little playoff thing. They could be points allowed at the end of the third quarter, or points scored, or it's always something dumb. So whatever that one is, if you know it, just let us know.
Where was the Greenwood Greer game? Was that in Greer?
Greenwood Greer. I believe I've got it right here, John.
Because
I believe it was in Greer, under the water tower.
In Greer. Yes. So, let's keep in mind too, Greer and Greenwood both had to go to Greenville. Mm-hmm. So when's Greenville going to play somebody on the road here in this Big 3 matchup?
Well,
they're in the doghouse right now.
Yeah,
they're right back in the doghouse.
We were loving them after week 1.
I know.
We were loving them. Greenwood was at Greer last week. That's what Chris said.
Okay,
you got that right.
All right. So great. Okay. All right.
Yeah, John, do you want to run through the state scores right quick, and then we'll get a team of the week here?
Yeah.
Let's do that. I'm going to keep checking in a couple more comments here. Eric, thank you for tuning in. We see you in here. Kind of long discussion about Berkeley and Fort Dorchester and Gaffney and all kinds of stuff going on.
Fort Dorchester, Gaffney, that's a conversation.
Might be the best comment of the night right here from Chris Blanton talking about Gaffney and Fort Dorchester. Says Gaffney will end that streak and will send Knott's back down 26 with a trail of tears. LOL. So right. The Indians are ready for the Silver Foxes.
Feeling good.
Be careful what you ask for. It's going to put that there. But anyway, John, hit us with some state scores right quick.
If those guys meet, it's in Columbia.
That's right.
All right, for around the state, South Aiken 17, Airport 14. Pelion 34, Barnwell 28. Nice win for the Panthers tonight. Irmo 28, Lower Richland 20. That game down at Hawkins Stadium. Malden, as you mentioned, 35-14 over Woodmont. Nice win there for Malden. Woodland blows out Burke with a 50 burger tonight, 50-0.
Wait.
Wilson Elko 40, Hunter Kenner Tyler 18. Palmetto 42, Southside 30. Nation 435, White Knoll 6. Fort Dorchester, here they are. Knocking off West Ashley tonight, 42-14.
Big win there for those guys.
Dillon, big winners. They double up Wagamall tonight, 54-27. Somerville over Ashley Ridge, 21-13. Big game for the Green Wave next week, playing Fort Dorchester. Gilbert, 28-21 over Strom Thurmond. Nice win for the Gilbert Indians. One of our games
of the week. Region we just mentioned there.
Yeah,
region.
Big win. Northwestern one of our games of the week. They knock off South Pointe. They get revenge from last year. They win tonight 17-3. Carolina Forest 41, Socastee 6. We talk about Fort Dorchester, Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach, Somerville, all these PD lower state teams. We never talk about Carolina Forest. And here they are again saying, that's fine.
Yep.
We'll just go win another game by 35.
That's a team, growing up was never any good. They were awful. They were a big
They were good in golf. They were
not good at football, but now they have turned around. Last couple years they had, Mason Garcia at quarterback. Now they got some new guys in there, but good team in there at Carolina Forest for sure.
I have something that's not going to shock you.
Oh, no.
That field goal by Rock Hill?
Yes.
Did not hold.
Didn't win the game?
Ridgeview 47, Rock Hill 44, final.
Big win for the Blazers there.
I would like to know how long that field, were they on the one? Did they get
not
pushed back?
know.
Were they
I do
at
not
15?
know. Yeah.
It'd be interesting to find out. River Bluff 37, Chapin 7. Blackville Hilda 12, Rich Spring Minetta 6. Big game there. Nice win for Blackville Hilda. Powdersville, I can't get enough of Powdersville. Turn this program around. 62-20.
That's at least 2 wins from this year, I believe, is it not?
They might be undefeated.
I don't know about that, but they won at least a couple games for sure, which is shocking for Powdersville. So good for them.
Philip Simmons over Timberland tonight, 3-0. Orangeburg Wilkinson, as we mentioned earlier, big win over Fox Creek tonight, 30-0. Fox Creek's got some talent. OW though, doing really well there with a big win. Lakewood over Manning, 30-13. Dutch Fork over Lexington, 55-13. York all over Lancaster, 49-14. Lamar 34, Louisville 16. From Thursday night, Johnsonville over Green Sea Floyds 32-14, bringing Green Sea Floyds back down to earth. We've got Catawba Ridge shutting out Indian Land tonight 14-0. Hilton Head over James Island 24-10. Hanahan over Academic Magnet 55-10. The game I was at tonight, Greenwood 50, Greenville 27. Can't say that score enough. Good job, Greenwood. Great Falls over McBee 8-6. Goose Creek over Wando 34-24. Good win for Goose Creek tonight in that one. Always a tough game. Ainer over Georgetown 51-6. Wilson over South Florence 26-7. Another surprise to me tonight. Fairfield Central 53, Chester 40. Did not see Fairfield Central winning that game. Silver Bluff, they shut out Esto tonight 47-0. And Dreer over Richland Northeast 17-14.
In overtime, I believe, as well.
In overtime, yes. North Myrtle Beach over Darlington 63-14. Whale Branch 33, Cross 14. And our last score here tonight, West Florence, actually a couple more. West Florence over Conway 21-14. May River 46, Colleton County 14. And that wraps up from around the state. Actually, let me get two more in here. Blythewood 21, Spring Valley 17, and Camden a big winner over Crestwood tonight, 58-29.
We got a couple more, including one of our games of the week. Myrtle Beach 40, Hartsville 35. I will say, the Red Foxes played well. They started off 0-2, had a win last week. They kind of have played with much better tonight, it sounds like, so maybe they're turning it around. But anyway, big win for the Seahawks there for Myrtle Beach.
That might be all she wrote for how
it might be. It might be. I don't know what those regions, how they break out, but it might be. Last night, Lakeview beat Timmonsville 46-8, and Marion beat Latta 25-6 in some Thursday night action there. A couple more comments. Chad and Chris talking about the playoff brackets being out now. Yeah, they are nuts. Gentlemen, I looked at those. How really, it's 2 teams per region. There's a couple classifications where you may get at-large out of somewhere, but it's mostly just 2 teams per.
And we're talking about a lot of regions that got 3 pretty good teams.
Yeah,
in them too.
I think I saw where Spring Valley has lost 2 region games by combined 5 points. They're pretty much out of the playoffs already. Yeah, you hate to see it. In 4 weeks into the season, it's just nuts. Got a comment from Jay Law that Sumter may go undefeated in the regular season. The playoffs have been a thorn in their side the last couple of years. Yeah, and Sumter's been kind of in one of those weird regions, 2 last regions, where they kind of play some half teams that are lower state and half that are upper state. Yeah. It's a weird matchup there. But I will say this, Jay. This year's team, I like them a lot. They've got a lot of experience on offense and defense. The Boone kid, the Jackson kid on defense, Hayden Vasquez on offense. Big fan of the receiver and the running back you guys have as well. So this could be a year if you guys make a little run for sure. But John, are you ready for your team of the week here? Kind of get that out there. Also, want to give a quick update to any Braves fans there. I've got to update Will Smith for the Dodgers. Hit a 3-run homer. Dodgers up 4-2 currently over the Braves. Don't cheer for that, John. You're a Cardinals fan.
I
Get out
want
of
to
here.
see Game 7.
Okay, before you get into this, I do want to give a quick shout out on Twitter to a couple of people like Amy and Pete and Chris, Kurt. Also, who else was in here giving us some updates tonight? Edgefield County fan was giving us some updates as well. So
right.
Shout out to all you guys for keeping us updated on the games that you were at, because obviously John and I can't be everywhere. So if you're at a game, send us the update, send us some pictures, some thoughts about it, what's happening, what's going on there, and we'll be certain to shout you out and take all the information into account when we're making our picks and things like that. But John, who is your team of the week, or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first because I don't really have a backup lined up.
Okay, yeah, take it.
And I think everyone can predict this. I'm going Greenwood.
Yeah.
I was super impressed with everything that they did tonight. They were very crisp on offense. They hit hard on defense.
Mm-hmm.
The game got chippy and they kept their cool. They looked like a team that is ready to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
I was very, very, very impressed with Greenwood tonight. Greenville, they probably will say, hey, we didn't play a Ray game. We'd like to try that one again.
Mm-hmm.
That's understood. But this game is 43-14 at the half. This was
we need to look at those brackets too. Unless 4A has at-large, that means one of these three teams tied for the region championship cannot make the playoffs.
That's right.
Is that just nuts? I mean, that's crazy to me. That's just crazy to me. Chad said he just heard that Fort won the region tonight, so I think that's a Fort Dorchester region championship as well. John, team of the week for me, another team that we talked about, big upset, Pillion Panthers.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime you
win.
can beat Barnwell is a big win, but then to beat number 2 team Barnwell, I think Pillion wasn't ranked, I don't believe.
Yeah,
Very big win for those guys. So I'm going to go with Pillion with the victory tonight over Barnwell. Couple more scores here. Jay Law says Lakewood beat Manny 30-13.
Yeah, that's a big win for Lakewood.
Yep. Chris asked about have you guys been to SC Prep Talk. I like that site, Chris. I checked them out as well. It's a nice little message board there, John, for some good stuff to check out and chat throughout the week about some high school stuff. John, do you have your too far to get your butt kicked game?
I'm going to go, this is a little bit off script here. I'm going Academic Magnet.
Oh, Lord. Where do they even go? Who do they play? I don't even know.
They didn't travel too far. They went to Hanahan and got beat by the Hawks. But, I'm looking at the score. They got beat, what was it? I think 50-10. They got beat. And their mascot is the Raptors. That's not even a real animal. What are we doing? Hey, no.
So John's not acting
Going
a Magnet fan.
no,
I get that.
stick to the books. Stick to the schooling. Don't call yourself the Raptors, for one. What is that? Come on. I'm just disappointed in everything with that. And the score reflects itself. Don't go anywhere calling yourself the Raptors and get beat by 40. You can't do that.
Yeah, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. So hit. Actually, our computer is getting low battery, so we may just go ahead and sign off here. Let's just sign up right here. So for Kevin Thomas and John Epps, thank you guys for tuning in. This has been one of our most commented on and interactive episodes. That's been great. So appreciate you guys for doing that. Like I said, check us out on Movin' Chains on Twitter and Instagram. Check us out Movin' the Chains SC on Facebook. We're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, whatever. Appreciate you guys. Tell all your friends about us. Tune in next week. There's a lot of big games, John. We'll be on live Wednesday or Thursday with our preview show. So thank you guys for tuning into that. But want to give one more quick shout out to our fans out there, man. You guys did a great job of commenting and telling us stuff tonight. We really appreciate that. But for John Epps, I'm Kevin Thomas. We'll see you guys next week for Moving the Chains. We're ending the video here.